everyone, and welcome back to Ironfell, an urban dark fantasy take on the Ironsworn tabletop RPG by Sean Tompkin. On the last episode, we returned to the village of Thornstead to see the literal fruits of our labor. We forged a bond with the village, and in particular, made a friend with a mutant, a fellow mutant, though one who is still very much hiding their mutant abilities. Darby Brooke, a non-binary person with an affinity for plant life. Once we made friends with Darby and explained this whole weird situation with the witch and the battery fields to them, they agreed to help us to the best of their abilities. We went and met with the troll Herc. We helped her repair her home, in the process forging a bond with her, and we eventually learned the main problem plaguing the battery fields, which is that people are currently hunting through them. The spirits are being chased down. They are hiding in their own home because of human hunters. Trinity went to the fields alone to deal with the human hunters, walked up to their camp, and discovered that among this group of hunters is her own father, Makar Ignatov. First thing I need to roll for, just to kind of set the mood. First of all, what did we catch these guys in the middle of? We're going to roll on the activity table. Luring. Ooh, okay. So I think we established there's around 6, 7, 8 people here. I'm going to say that most of them are gone hunting. I'm going to say there's about 4 people here. That makes sense. Half the camp's gone hunting, the rest is watching their food. So there's the guy who had his gun aimed at us, there's our dad, and then there's 2 others who have not made themselves apparent yet. What is the general mood of the people who are left behind? Willing for disposition? Wanting. Oh, they're not doing well. It's been a hard hunt lately, probably because of the energy that we displaced. I don't think it just affected plant life. I do think since it's magic, it probably affected the animal life. So these guys are in a pretty grumpy mood. And I think Makar is the angriest of all because he, for years, for I think around 18 years, has been desperately hiding the fact that we are a mutant. And we just walked up to this camp fully with our third eye on display. What is Makar's response? Because Trinity is stunned right now. What does Makar do? Learning. So his first response isn't really to scold Trinity, but he does step up to her on the horse and says, "Trinity, what are you doing?" Talking in Russian and in a whisper to try and obscure the conversation from his fellow hunters. "Father, I am here because your hunting disturbs the spirits of this forest. I made a promise. They feel unsafe. They are scared." "The spirits are scared? Child, you have been gone less than a fortnight, and you are out here consorting with spirits against your own people." "It is not about whether or not you are my people, Father. It is about who is right and who is wrong. This is their home now, and they have a right to be upset when strangers hunt on their home. And what are we supposed to do, child? Starve? Every forest has been claimed by some spirit of some sort, but we have to eat or we will die." "Father, I do not know what your life was like in the old world, but I do not know how to tell you that you need to care about other people. I do not know how in 40 years of life you still see these people These sentient beings who are lost in a strange world and who are scared, you see them as nothing but animals to be hunted. That is why we do not have peace. That is why, in all my life, I have had to hide this. Because of people like you, Father. I am tired, and these spirits are tired, and I know that you are tired. And I know that I cannot change your mind in a day, Father. But I have made the promise. I have made the promise that I will not turn a blind eye to the world of the spirits any longer. And I will not let the world turn a blind eye to me any longer. This is what I am, Father. And this is what I must do. I ask you now, turn your back on this place. Find another forest. Find a place where the Fae do not tread. Hunt the horrors in the cities. We can live in peace, Father. Trinity genuinely almost pushed to tears at this point. We can live in peace with the fair folk, Father. If you would try. If you would just try for once. We are going to roll to compel. I feel like this is probably heart. And it's with a +1 because we share a bond with Makar. So it's not gonna be awful. It's a +3. That is... Oh, that's a critical success! Oh, that's a 6 against 2 1s. That is a critical hit. Ooh, on a strong hit, they'll do what you want or share what they know. Take 1 momentum. And I'm instantly going to mark a point of progress on this quest. Father looks up at Trinity, taken aback by this sudden outburst. Trinity herself sitting atop Vlad she blinks and looks at her dad, terrified of what he's going to say. And the hunter with the rifle says, Mac, what are you doing? Do you know her? Makar turns around and just says, There is nothing here for us. In the time since we have been here, the mutants have hunted this plane to extinction. We will have to search for food elsewhere. You gotta be f***ing kidding me. What are we doing still letting that one live? Makar's temper suddenly flares. She is a child! Idiot! And if you raise your gun against her, it will be you we sick the hounds on next. Do you understand? Easy, Mac. Don't know why you're going to bat for mutant. Fine. We'll wait for the boys to get back, and we'll pack up in the morning. But I want the mutant gone. I will leave now. Thank you, humans, for your kindness and consideration. And I think we need a roll to test our bond, to see if they recognize us. When your bond is tested through conflict, betrayal, or strength, it's gonna be a roll with heart. Oh, that is strong hit. Our spirit and momentum are full, but the hunter doesn't recognize us. And Father, his final words, spoken in Russian under his breath. I will be waiting. Trinity nods and rides away. Trinity rides back to Herc's hut. 1 day later, Is Darby still there? I'm gonna say it's likely. I feel like Darby is just fascinated to learn more about real, like, just straight up magic. Ooh, that is... Oh, I literally rolled a 1. Yeah, Darby is still there. I actually think when we arrive, Darby's sleeping bag, which they originally had put, like, outside Herc's hut, is now in Herc's hut. And these two are fast friends now. Trinity, I'm glad to see you've returned in one piece.
Is it over that quickly? You want the humans to stop harassing us?
I had one band of them to stop. But I feared that my deception was rather fragile. I will head to the village, see if I can get them to cease all hunting within the fields. It may take me some time, but mark my words, it will be done.
Never seen one as dedicated as you are, Triad. The Fae are real big on keeping promises. Maybe you're not as much of a human as I thought you were after all.
I will take that as a compliment, Herc. I will return soon. And she strides atop Vlad and is going to head back to the life tree. So looking at the Roll20 map, there are 2 ways to get back to the village. We're going to take the short way, which will just take us about 2 days instead of 3, but it means we'll cut through a hex that we haven't cut through before. So, we're not going to undertake a perilous journey, because we know where we're headed to, but we are going to roll up a new location, just because it's always fun. Blocked River. So as we are walking through, we find this old riverbed that is just completely empty. There's no water in it at all. So that does mean I'm going to have Trinity roll to try and jump across it because I feel like it's pretty deep. So let's go ahead and roll to face danger. It's going to be with edge, which is only a +1, but we have plenty of momentum to burn, and we don't need it. That's 5 against 2 3s. That is a critical success. So Trinity crouches, pets Vlad, and says, "All right, old man, let's back it up. Be very..." And Vlad just takes off, running like he's never run in his whole life, and does this majestic leap, clearing the riverbed, lands on the other side, perfectly feet planted, skids a little bit. Trinity shakes in her saddle, breathing deeply. Vlad! Well, that was definitely impressive. Looks down over the sides of the riverbed. 3-foot drop. Now, at least on the plus side, I know when you're lying to me about the journey being too much. Vlad just... Trinity pets him. And she fully returns to the life tree, covering up her eye again. It's very much the opposite of the sensation she got when she first undid her bandana outside of Thornstead. Very much like losing a limb in a way. And she is going to head, first things first, to the farm. Let's real quickly, what is father doing and what is his mood? He is hostile, and he is doing controlling. Ah, no. So Trinity puts Vlad back in the stables, heads into the farm, and sees her father sitting at the kitchen table. Oh, hello, father? Sorry that it took so long. I had business to deal with. Evidently. Sit. Trinity all of a sudden that energy just taken out of her. Especially now with that eye covered, she just feels like a child again. But she sits down at the table across from her father. And her father leans across the table at her. I told you to go to Thornstead for a business meeting. It should have taken you no more than 2 weeks, and I gave you double that time. Because I thought that I had been perhaps a little too controlling. And then, not 2 weeks later, my own daughter comes up to me in the middle of a hunting expedition, showing off that hand vaguely around his forehead, and threatening me, saying that I do not understand how the world works. That man had a gun pointed at you, Trinity. He could have killed you. He probably would have killed you if I had not stepped in. You need to be careful. You need to watch your words. You need to watch what you do. And you need to watch who you trust. You have been speaking with inhuman forces. Things that we do not understand. Things that do not understand us. They are invaders. They are alien. And you say that I am cruel, that I am unjust, for not empathizing with them. Father, you have not spoken to them as I have. That is right. I have not spoken with strange fairies who live on the wind, or in bushes, or in the grass, or in trees, or in rivers. Because that is not what we do. Trinity, that is not how the world works. The world works like this. We keep our head down. We do what we have to do to survive. And everyone else. That is the life that we live. And it is not pretty, it is not glamorous. It is hardly moral. But that is what has become of our world. That is what your new friends did to our world 20 years ago. They took it from us. They robbed us of our chance to be good people. They robbed us of civility. They robbed us of our morals. They robbed you of your morals, Father. You and everyone else who fails to adapt. You and every other old man and a woman and otherwise who is set in their ways. That is not them. That is you, Father. That is an active choice you make every second of your life. You do not talk back to me, Trinity Ignatov. Trinity hesitates for a moment and then stands up. Father, this is the only world that I know. And it is the world that we are going to have to live in. It is the world that I'm going to bury you in. All that I ask is that you try. She fully reaches up, pulls off her headband, lets her eye open, and just stares at her father. All that I ask is that you open your eyes, Father, and open your heart. I ask nothing more. And this is going to be testing our bond with our father. It's going to be a roll of heart. +2. 10 momentum we could burn if we have to. That is a 7 against a 6 and a 9. I'm not going to spend my momentum. I want to take the weak hit. On a weak hit, your bond is fragile and you must prove your loyalty. Envision what they ask of you and do it. If you refuse or fail, pay the price. Makar looks at Trinity. The two not breaking eye contact.
You say that this is our new world. That human and fairy must live in harmony. And yet must we do all the heavy lifting? Must we bend and break? While the fair folk run wild with their strange magics? Prove. If you wish to be a mediator, if you wish to walk this tightrope, I need a show of loyalty. I need to see that you care about humanity as much as you care about the fair folk.
Trinity still, eyes locked dead into her father's eyes.
What would you have me do? The captain of the guard grows weaker and weaker with every day that passes. And I fear that within a week, he will be dead. We need a cure. Sap from the tree in the field. The tree that never ends.
He is the first to break eye contact from Trinity. Heads over to a cabinet, pulls out like a mason jar, sets it on the table.
Fill this with the lifeblood of that tree, the sap of the fair folk. You ask us to make sacrifices in exchange for the fair folk. Show us that the fair folk are willing to do the same.
Trinity looks at the jar, looks at her father. I will speak with them, and I will do what I can. She walks over, takes the jar, goes to head out the door, stops, turns to her father. But remember, father, the fairies are not unlike you. They are not unlike all men. And they can be quite stubborn. And she leaves and closes the door. And we are going to swear this vow. Now, I'm not going to phrase it specifically as get the sap from the tree of the battery fields. We are going to phrase it more as find a way to save the life of Captain. Who is the captain of the guard? Who's like chief of security here in the life tree? They are an agreeable outcast. Interesting. I think so. Maybe they're not like captain of the guard. They're a sniper. They sort of keep watch basically all day and all night. No one really like has ever seen them sleep. And do we know why they're an outcast? I'm going to say no, because I want that to be a secret. But yes, what is their name? Lucky Ray. Oh, I like that. I love this name generator. Lucky Ray. So the vow is find a way to save the life of Lucky Ray. It is going to be dangerous. And we are going to roll to swear this vow. We roll with heart +1 because we have a bond with father. So that is a 9 against a 5 and a 2. I need to find a way to burn this momentum at some point. I could have done it on the last roll, but I didn't want to for drama. You are emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. We are going to head right back to Herc and Darby. I want to see. No. It couldn't hurt to try the approach Father mentioned. So I think we're going to head to the battlefields and we are going to ask if we can have some of their sap. But we're going to do that next time on Ironfell.